Hey, so I just came back from a final session of the 8-week mental health outpatient program, and honestly, I was doing quite well. Like, I would notice some positive changes in the ways I react to things and stuff, and the way I feel about myself, like, self confidence and stuff like that, like believing in myself more. But, like, recently, my mum's been having like health issues, and she's been wanting me to go with her to appointments and stuff, and it's just been really draining and stressful, and I'm not quite exactly back to where I was when I started the program, but I feel like I'm close to that. Like, I just want this health fiasco to be over. I've probably got about 4 more weeks of it at least. It's like 2 weeks of appointments, and then she's in ICU for 2 more weeks, and then I don't know, I might see her like after she's gotten out. I don't know, I haven't worked that out yet. But it's just made me feel shitty again. Like, I'm sort of questioning myself again. Like, am I really ready to get out in the world? Like, am I actually confident? Like, what happens if I break down? Which, luckily, Charlie was like, well, if you break down, you break down. You worry about that when it happens, which that's helpful. Like, it's kind of like, okay, well, right now, I'm safe. Things are okay. I don't have to worry about stressful things until tomorrow. And therapist said to think of this month or so as I get to take my mum to the hospital. Like, I get to learn like new medical terms and stuff, because I find that fascinating. Like, I wouldn't work in the industry, but I like sort of learning about body things, I guess. So I have to like find the opportunities in stressful situations. So like, if I'm in traffic, I have to be like, well, I get to sit here in this warm car and listen to some nice tunes. Like, I have to focus on that rather than there's too many cars and I don't want a truck to hit me again. And so I have to sort of look for those opportunities, which is going to be I guess a challenge, because I'm not obviously not used to that thinking. So it's going to take some getting used to. But yeah, as for the program itself, look, I've learned a lot, and I've grown. Like, you know, I feel like I might be able to handle some situations better. It's hard to tell because I haven't really apart from this mum's thing, I haven't really put myself in a stressful situation, so I can't really judge. But I've learned a lot. I've got some new books and some videos to watch, which I wouldn't have thought to otherwise. It's been a great learning experience. Would I recommend the program? Look, it's hard to say. It helped, but it was expensive. There was no, like, the sessions are like 2 or 3 hours. No, it was like 2 hour sessions, and the parking nearby is only an hour. So you have to either try to find parking on the Pean Highway or the shopping centre, and then walk down, which is fine if you don't have fibromyalgia. I mean, therapists are lovely. They seem to have a good understanding of, mind, body, soul. They know what they're talking about. They're very passionate about it. They're good at what they do. I don't know exactly. I guess we'll see. I'll revisit this. Like, I'm sort of struggling with what did this actually work, because I keep getting the feeling of like this is kind of bullshit. But because it's all like soul work, it's kind of a hard concept for me to really understand, and I'm like, I don't know. So, if money isn't an issue for you, which look, they do have a payment program, so you can pay like not a full lump sum. But honestly, well, it's hard to say because I haven't really done pure like psychotherapy on its own. I think it's better to source therapists yourself. Like, it's not. I don't know if it's actually psychotherapy or not, but it might work out better to just source out the therapist yourself, like a kinesiologist. You know, find your own float. I mean, the float there's not expensive, so magnesium float was interesting. An hour is far too long for me. The first one I did, I wriggled around and just splashing, and it kind of defeats the purpose of relaxing. I couldn't sit still. But yeah, it was a weird experience. Like, it does work. It would obviously work a lot better if I could, like, completely get rid of all the negative people in my life, which I don't really have that option. But it's kind of made me realize that just because I don't want to do something, whether it's with friends or family, that I'm not an asshole for not wanting to. That's just who I am. I prefer the solitudes, and I would rather play video games because I don't really like. I like a little bit of social interaction, like maybe an hour or two, like a week or something, just to like hear people's stories and such. But like, my cat is just like, ooh, it's crazy time. But yeah, you have to find the right therapy for yourself. It's really obviously up to you to make sense of what therapists tell you, and to, do the things that they suggest, and to, figure out what works for you. Like, maybe the program won't work for you, so is it worth trying it out? It's something that you have to think about. But yeah, overall it's helped, but I just wish it was either covered by Medicare or NDIS, or it was maybe half the price. Feel free to ask me the name of the actual place if you're actually interested in knowing what it actually was. I can privately talk to you about that. But yeah, that was my experience. So probably check in with you about this sort of thing after I've dealt with Mum's health thing, and we'll see how we go after that. See if I'll come back up a bit or not. I don't know. But yeah, there's that. Thanks for listening.